It's the end of 2020 and what a year it has been. Hello, it's Anya here.
Hi there, it's Kimberley here.
It's been a challenging year and a lot has changed all over the world. As for me, my plans, my intentions, my goals, they all had to be adapted, parked, or even abandoned. So what about you, Kimberley? How was the year for you?
Interesting. I was just reflecting because I always get my little diaries out at this time of year. And I looked last year at my diary and I remember thinking, oh my goodness, I am like utterly booked out already for the entire 2020 and half of 21. But the reality was very, very different, of course, with COVID. So before COVID, I would have never in a million years thought I would be doing this, ever. So for me, it's been not just a mind shift, but a heart shift. And if I'm really honest with you, I had to come to grips with thinking, look, if you get a message, you get a message. And if your message is something that's going to touch hearts, I don't know that it's not going to touch your heart if you do it via, like, for example, online or face-to-face. I mean, obviously, when you're face-to-face, you feel the energy of the people. And, you can have a hug, not just a virtual hug.
Did you have to look at a different way of delivering your PD?
Yes, absolutely. So, as you know, I have a Grow Team model and a Grow You model. And the Grow Team model is a team contracts me to go to them or to come to me, and I work to support the team. And then the Grow You model is individuals growing themselves in a pop-up style. And that really, really took off in 2018 and 2019. But with that, there were crowds of 200, 250. Well, obviously that was the thing that was massively impacted. A friend said, and I'm trying to get my head around this, is that we've moved from what they said earth to air. So I found that fascinating because earth, feet on the ground stuff with each other, and now there's like a movement where things are going to the air. So I thought, wow, that's not by any sort of coincidence, is it? It's incredible that suddenly that shift, and it feels kind of more easy now. It feels way more natural now. And to be honest, if I'm really honest, I quite like it. I never thought I'd say that. The Zoom, the online is definitely a way that the individuals and the team can still have what they need packaged up, and basically the message is delivered, but it's just a different mode of operandum. What I really realized is that what this gives me real flexibility for is a whole range of topics that I probably would not do in a pop-up. I thought to myself, flip, if I'm not constrained by venues, by group sizes, then I can pick some really quirky little topics, some things that aren't touched in the normal PD circuits. And when I thought about that, I was like, actually, this really lights my fire because I like doing things that are a bit quirky and a bit different.
Why do you call them quirky? Do we need quirky topics?
When you really think about it, most people that are called to early childhood have a kind of a quirk to them. Like if we want to be real and be ourselves, we're not all one size fits all. And over I don't know how many years I've been delivering PD, I would say probably it must be 15, 20 years. And I would say most things that people get the most sort of like discussion and sort of like fat out of is things that are just on the edge of a topic. So, you can deliver something quite standard about, for example, nature. As you know, I adore nature. Nature's my church, nature's my haven, nature's my classroom, it's everything. But from that one topic, suddenly you've got a team that are struggling with getting children out in all weathers. So suddenly I've got a quirky topic. All around, how can you support teams to see it's not bad weather, it's bad attitudes. and it's bad clothes. So all of a sudden, from a large topic pops up a quirky topic. So I think this is what really excites me, is that I've now got creative liberty to really go down the line of the quirk. And I love that.
You really have me hooked on that, Kimberley, because that sounds really quirky, really. We're at the end of a highly unusual year, and a year that has really challenged us all around the world in many ways. We're starting this new CommonUNITY series during a time of many uncertainties and during what many call the new normal. Now, I want to stay optimistic and full of hope, and I don't really want to call it the new normal, because to me, social distancing, wearing face masks, excessive disinfecting, absence of gatherings, that's not normal. So I'd like to call it the temporary abnormal. And I hope for and work towards and have faith in a new normal that heals this world and makes it a better place for all of us. What are you leaving behind in this year and taking with you into the new year? And what will be your new normal?
Very good question. So probably one of the new normals is exactly this. So I'm not going to see the internet as my barrier anymore. I'm not going to see it with such negativity. I'm going to see it as a vehicle so that a message can get through irrespective of what levels we are. My new normal will be to stay grounded in the nest and what I do and what I love, and to actually continually think creatively and beyond the box. So yeah, I feel like instead of being and having constraints, more likely now there's actually more options, way more options. So yeah, I think it holds a lot of hope, and I feel really excited about being able to touch way more hearts and minds of people and the planet.
You came up with a word for it too, didn't you? Nest eggs. Do you want to elaborate a little bit on that?
Yeah, so I sort of, like, because the nest has such a lot of analogy, I thought the fact that so much of what I draw from is from being in the nest, that as I get these little gems, these little nest eggs, then they've got to be shared, because nothing belongs just to me. It's for all. We're all connected. And if I can share the goodness from these little eggs that bring life, then why would we not? So yeah, I'm excited, Anya, that you and I have got this whole vision of, like having this whole little nest full of nest eggs, and we can like share them as we need, as long as they don't get scrambled.
We can hatch some eggs.
Definitely.
I share that with you. I'm really excited about this new initiative, and I'm really looking forward to the year ahead of us, and going on this journey with you of hatching some nest eggs. There's another initiative that we want to embark on, and that's called Floored, which are stories from the nest. Do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, like I know the kind of terminology of us being on the floor is very contentious, but for me, I'm the most proud of having my feet on the floor. I'm, and my heart and body on the floor with the people. So we kind of thought that we can take stories, gems from the floor, so you can all be hopefully floored by what we share. So yeah, as the year goes on, some of these stories that are just way too good not to share, Anya and I will create little stories from the floor to those of you who are still on the floor, so that it can support you and wrap you in the heart, and it actually keeps us grounded. That's the other reason I like that floor. When you're stressed, you've got to plug to earth, get yourself, feet connected to the ground. To me, the closer you are to the ground, the more grounded. So those of us who are still in it, with it, we're grounded. You know, like we're not trying to come up with some great ideas for those people who actually do it, and we're so jolly disconnected from it, we're not grounded. So yeah, I don't ever want to get cold face, disconnect, disorder. And this floor, being on the floor and getting stories from the floor, is just to say, you know, like, I'm with you. I'm with you. My heart's with you. We're in this together. So yeah, that I'm really excited about that, aren't you?
So we've got the nest eggs, we've got floor, and then we've got our usual workshops that we want to try doing online, more virtual as well. So that's going to be a busy and exciting year. Let's see where the journey takes us. And where will you be able to find that? We started a YouTube channel. It's the Heart School. We'll put the link in here as well. And on the Heart School website, and on Kimberley's website, and on Kimberley's Facebook, and the Heart School Facebook, you will find links where you can join up, where you can access these little videos or podcasts that we're going to create. For now, I wish you a very happy new year.
I too wish you a very, very happy new year. May you always see the light within your soul and the light in others.
Be kind, create magic, and touch hearts.